So we'll just be a short video going over some of my data from farming a set of replica bated breath cards in SSF this league. This card was added this league thanks to Iron vs. Wild. It's very rare as a comparison. From a set of 70,000 stacked decks this league, there were only 2 ones that got away versus 3 House of Mirrors or 12 Doctors from that same sample size. Granted, because of how rare of a card it is, it's hard to tell exactly how its rarity compares, but just based off that small set of data alone, it is just a bit rare. Anyway, so for my data that I got from it, the important thing was, for me, comparing it to other cards that drop from Strand, my end result being 930 Stormcallers, 562 Journeys, 778 landings, 176 betrayals, 13 catches, and 6 the old man's, and of course 7 the one that got away. I've seen some other people try to compare the amount of ones that got away as compared to the amount of strands that they have run. However, this kind of seems like a meaningless metric to me because of the amount of variance and difference in chance of getting a replica bated breath card from one strand to another. For example, just an alch and go versus a super high investment winged div scarab, etc., triple beyond strand would be a difference of like 100 times. So comparing the amount of raw number of maps run seems inefficient, to say the least, especially when comparing it to something that's already so rare. So what I did for this was just like generally pretty high investment, but not all of them were super insane investment because SSF, limited resources and all. At the very least, all of them were Xana beyond 4 scarabs at the least, usually polished or gilded. Granted, of course, SSF, so start to run out of resources, run out of gilded here, a lot of gilded here. End up starting to use rust near the end, but I didn't entirely run out of scarabs since scarabs are so plentiful this league. Other than that, just like typical chisel, alch, vaal, some hard rolling for beyond for things like unique drop corrupted maps. Generally pretty high investment. I'll have some typical atlas trees alongside what I used for it in the description. I did use some different setups for it. For example, my current one is just generally farming for Legion Breach, since I also need those uniques and Expedition too, along with Beyond getting typical juice out of it. In total, it took me just over a month to do. However, I would say I got probably a bit lucky. From what I've seen, average by the amount that I've done will have been about 5 cards. So got a bit faster than average, but not too much. Character, I also have a link in the description. 54% quant, 149% rarity. Just typical MF TS build. Pretty good gear for SSF. Nothing too insane there. No. Other general data that I have for it, but not exact because I wasn't keeping hard track of this data, was like about 280x. Granted, some of this came from side content that I've also ran in the past month or so. 3.3 thousand divines, like 900 regals, 800 regals since a month ago. It's a lot of general stuff as you'd expect from doing MF for quite a long time. Didn't get any other uniques for collection during this time, however, do have some resources left, like Breachstones, 5 ways, have like a few hundred logbooks lying about, so might get one, but they still got replica bated breath from this. Anyways, the important thing. The haha, a funny number, as one would have to do with the fish build.